Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of Big Kris Live, the live stream, and then the podcast. You can find it everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and our podcast network host, DeanBlundell.com. We're streaming right now live to the DeanBlundell.com Twitter account, on the Big Kris Live YouTube page, and of course, our faithful on the Big Kris Radio Facebook fan page. Thanks for tuning into the live stream tonight. Boy, have we got a doozy of a show underway. This is the most people I've ever had on the panel at once. We'll introduce them in just a second. The name of this episode is Kris versus Country Music. This is something that we teased long ago. This should have happened even sooner. This is a debate between Wendy Boomer and myself. And Wendy, thanks for being on. What are you drinking?
I'm not sure. Gin Smash is what I'm on right now.
Are you smashed or is it Gin Smash?
No, it's Gin Smash. So
okay,
I just
good.
started.
Wendy was here on my 40th birthday podcast, which got really messy, and boy, were we, speaking of smashed, for that. And we only squeezed out like 30 minutes, but we spent 2 hours trying to get the live stream going. And by that, I mean me. But also, way back, we initially meant to have this debate over the validity or my understanding of country music way back in our first podcast, Wendy. But we just wanted to catch up. The whole episode was us just catching up. We never got to that debate, so here we are. And my problem is I've never understood it. When I was in high school, I guess it was just the people who drove the beat-up Ford Tempos that I just, I was like, they listened to country music, and I was like, I don't, they wore rubber boots with track pants to school. I didn't quite understand the culture or the audience. One guy drove his tractor to school one day on a bad snowstorm. I guess, you could have taken the snow day, dude, but he wanted to prove some kind of point, I guess. I never understood the genre. I think there are some incredible musicians. I will concede to that in terms of technicality and ability and vocals and guitar playing and songwriting. I understand the technical impressiveness of it. But just like Rush, I'm sorry, I don't get it. What is the fucking deal with country music? Wendy Boomer, start it off. Tell me, fill me in, educate me.
He's so passionate he flipped his camera.
Yeah, sorry, I knocked the camera off the thing.
Well, first of all, there's a reason I left rock radio.
You turncoat. We did mornings together for 3.5 years on a rock morning show. And then she's like, I just need to go find myself.
I was going to say, and it wasn't you. Yeah, no. But I grew up around all that stuff, too. Because country music is honest. It's real. It's pure. And it can be fun and stupid at the same time. And you can, bring all of these elements and sounds, and nobody denies anybody that you can be part of the country music scene. That is absolutely why I love it.
It's a come as you are, really?
It is a family. We have some incredible people on this panel that are country musicians, so I don't want to take it too far right off the bat, but I think my best example is somebody like Lady A over the last few years who come to the table with, honestly,
what's the A stand for?
I won't say that, Kris. I won't.
Okay.
But it's they play full-blown jazz or funk, and it's accepted, or the Dan and Shays, or
all right, let me just cut you off there, Wendy. All right, when I hear you say it's one big family, you know what I think of? That's what I think of. One big family, like Kissing Cousins family or Uncle Milt kind of family. That's what I hear, man. That's what I hear when I hear country music, Wendy.
Yeah, well, my cousin was super hot, so anyway.
Oh, you are from Odessa, Ontario. Let me introduce the rest of the panel here. And Wendy's right. We do have a stacked guest list tonight. Please welcome Britt and Matt, Still Creek Crows. We have a song that we're going to perform at the end of the podcast from them, a live off the floor set. And also, please welcome Chess Anthony with the big beard. Is that a COVID beard? Did you have that before, or is that always your look?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And Chantea, you're in Nashville, right?
I am. Yep, the best city in the world.
You also yodeled as a kid. You let that slip before we went on. I'm like, that's a bad thing to let me know beforehand.
Yeah, I played a little bit with yodeling, but I also sang all genres. So,
Oh, okay.
diversity.
You just took like a yodeling class, like just as a spice to like mix it up, like you're.
No, to be completely honest, my auntie used to run the Spiritwood Grand Ole Opry once a year, 2 nights, back to back, and I remember being kind of like forced into it because you had to sing one like old country tune, and I was forced into it. But we're just gonna forget about it.
What about this? The yodeling kid from Walmart.
You're
The
trying
kid
to.
is talented.
Yeah, I'm just like, if you're gonna try and use this as something that's not cool, you're going down the wrong path. That kid ended up booking bills, like huge stages all year round.
This kid?
His massive record deal.
The kid from YouTube?
Yeah.
Really?
Without that background.
I thought-
Walmart sometime,
No, I thought he got on like Ellen for like 15 minutes and that was like it. That was it. No?
No.
No, he was at Boots and Hearts.
Okay,
And yeah, who
clearly-
did he just recently sign with? Matt knew.
It's Big Loud and Joey Moe.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
huge.
Anything that Joey Moe touches seems to go real big.
Joey Moe. Interesting.
Here we go.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm from another world. But
You
here's
should know Joey Moe. He was working with Nickelback and Deep
Oh.
for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. All right, listen, man. There's a lot of talent in country music. I don't deny that. But Wendy, you've pointed out the family aspect. You pointed out some of the sort of nuances that attracted you to it. But one of the things you didn't point out was the party. Because I'll also concede this: the party is well, pardon the term, rockin' for country music. What, Wendy? What are you laughing at?
Just you.
What?
That party, Wendy, I would really like you to explain to me why rock and roll music is cool. Because one time I did go to a little hopping party and they were playing some banjos. Let me tell you.
Ding 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 ding.
Okay, so, but Wendy, like, I don't think I remember you being heavily into country music until it was until you went to your first Boots and Hearts in like 07 or 08 or whenever that was.
Yeah, I don't even really remember. I was like always raised on old school country music. Like I think everybody here is gonna probably say that, and like the Johnny Cash of it all, the Stompin' Tom, because my grandfather was also a yodeler, Shantae.
Oh, amazing.
And
All these hidden yodelers.
And he was like a bar guitar kind of guy. So, but then yeah, it was Dierks Bentley. That was like the pop country at the time when I got into pop country, and I was like, if this is country, I am here for it. And
Oh, it was the sex appeal.
it was the sex appeal, and it was the way that like it didn't sound like country to me either. Like I don't know. He sang to me, and my heart swooned, and then it really did. Like for me, again, it really was the musicality of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I have bands walk in. I won't say who, but 1 week before I was on country music, an artist came through as a rock artist and didn't talk to me in the hallways. 2 weeks later, he came in as a country artist, and his whole demeanor changed.
Oh, was that Hootie? Or no? Oh, it's the guy from Default. Oh, right. Okay. I don't know. I just know there was a guy from Default who was also a turncoat. All right. Are we outing secrets here? I don't even know what we're doing. But anyways, let's turn things over to Britt and Matt, Still Creek Crows. I listened to your music. I've listened to all of you guys online, but I think that you guys have a bit more of a sort of a roots rocky sort of vibe to it. That does have a rock lean to it, I have to say. I enjoyed it. So congrats. Thanks for being on the podcast tonight. What would you say to me? What is it for country music to you that makes you lean that way musically?
Well, I'm going to come out and be the first one to be a bit of a turncoat myself here, because Kris, I grew up playing in rock bands and punk bands, so that was my life growing up. It wasn't even until I got older. I wasn't into all the country stuff growing up.
Right.
It wasn't until I got into my 20s that I actually started getting exposed to it and found a bit of a love for it. So, but I think that's, Britt, she can speak to this, but she's had her own success with her sister in the country world, and I've been lucky to play with a bunch of country artists over the years, and it's great. There really is a great sense of community, and I almost think pound for pound, it is some of the best musicians out there. And Chantea, you're probably seeing it down in Nashville, because that's a whole different level of musicianship down there. But I mean, we kind of skirt the country line, I guess, because. But, I personally find more of like the Sturgill Simpsons, those Americana artists are the ones like the Core Blund.
Sturgill I know, and Core Blund I love. So now you're talking my language. Have you guys turned me already like 15 minutes into this podcast?
That's country, Kris. Hate to break it to you.
I love Core Blund.
But here's the thing. But tell me, other than the truck got stuck, and Wendy, you know this better than me, like what Core song has ever been featured on Canadian country radio? Modern radio, I don't know. Like they're not playing them on JR or we are.
I discovered Core Blund on CFox Vancouver, the alternative new rock station. They were playing, what is it? Dragons from his chest. That's what I heard for the first song. Sorry.
But there's a part of the country world that's not just the what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The dirt stuff.
Mainstream,
and, yeah, which is as cool as a lot of the mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
So that might be a good place to dive in for you, Kris.
Okay, man. I will take that. We're already riffing on some acts that I can get behind already. So you got me hooked early here.
There's good music in rock, and there's shitty music in rock, and there's good music in country, and there's shitty music in country. I mean, there's shitty stuff everywhere. If
Any
you listen
genre.
Yeah, I like that you're. Wow, you guys are really appealing to me. Like, listen, I did a podcast similar to this. What the fuck is the deal with wrestling? Because I don't understand professional wrestling at all. And that was a full hour podcast, and at the end of it, I was still like, yeah, okay, maybe I get it. But already, you guys are starting to turn me around here. Chess, what about you, man? You got the beard, you've got the trucker cap. It looks like you kind of have the look down, man. What is this been a lifelong thing, or did you grow into this as well?
Trucker cap, beard, and the look.
Yeah, man.
I always wear these hats because they fit nice. That's all.
Nice. What's the brand? What's the brand of hat, by the way?
I don't even know. I just order whatever I find online.
Okay. I've been rocking.
I'd like to say I kind of turned Chess into country music a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. You know what, Chantea? So I grew up with a little bit of country, like Hank Williams and stuff like that, and then more so blues. Was homeschooled. Dad played in a blues band, and then I went rock for a while. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I was saying you can hear that in your music, Chess. Like the blues is strong. And
blues, yeah, blues and rock. And then I did some session gigs here and there and met Chantea. She was looking for a guitar player, and at the time she was working on her own thing, doing her own songs, and had some covers. She did like a lot of rock stuff too, just trying to make some cash, I think, at the time, and work your way up as an artist. Did your dog just walk in, Wendy?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Because I see that door move, but I didn't see anything come in, so I was like,
it's either a ghost or the dog.
Yeah, Chantea, she was showing me all these cool country artists, and she definitely broke the bubble. And ever since playing with her in her band, it was I wanted to do a little bit more. So thank you, Chantea.
Yeah,
Kris, I'm pretty influential.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell already, Chantea. So obviously, it's been since you yodeled as a kid and you've been into music as a kid. Was it a country household? That's what I'm asking. Like, did you grow up and your parents were into it, and you like the Alan Jackson Drive music video that I've seen, believe it or not, where he's teaching his kid to drive the pickup truck? Was that your upbringing or what?
Sort of. I mean. Yeah, I grew up riding horseback. My grandpa really kind of...
Check. Yep, that's a check mark right there. Horseback for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change my upbringing for the world. I you know, become such a like strong, independent person because of country music and riding horseback and just all of that influence growing up. But then again, I had my brothers hated country. And anytime I'd start singing country, they'd be like, "Oh my God, shut up!" And I'd be like, "Why?" And then I'd sing louder because I wanted to annoy them. And they would crank up their metal. Like they were rock heads. They loved metal music. And then we kind of started meeting in the middle, where my oldest brother Tyson would start showing me some of the more softer rock stuff and older rock stuff. And I was turning him into country. And now he's like the biggest Sugarland fan, which I feel like for voices, like Jennifer Nettles' voice is like so twangy country. And he's always sending me like Pop Evil and Blackstone Cherry, just all those kind of more like softer rock bands.
Yeah, active rock.
What's that?
That's very active rock, we would call it.
Yeah, and so we've kind of switched each other over, and I appreciate all genres, but I did listen to a lot of rock growing up. Just only started to really like appreciate it and love it as I got older. But country music has been my heart and soul growing up, so it's natural for me.
Question for everyone on the panel: is there a style of music that you can't stand? Because often that's something you hear people say about country music, like, "Oh yeah, I like everything but country," or "I like everything but hip hop," or whatever. Right? There's always a but. Is there a but for any of you?
Not really for me. I mean, when you get like the screamo, like heavy metal, then I'll listen to a couple.
Like Wendy's husband's band.
Gilgamesh is jamming right now.
Are they?
Yeah. I can handle the really. I've dealt with all metal. I feel I've really reached the end of the dark metal world.
Wow, she's gone deep on it.
Where's the melody? Give me some melody. I need some melody. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Give me a good melody. If there's not a good melody, I'm out. Metal.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Yeah. So metal gets up there. Chess, for you, anything?
I like everything but my own stuff.
Spoken like a true artist. That is a true artist right there.
I love
that. Britt, anything for you, or do you agree with the metal thing, or?
Yeah, I think probably not so much metal, but everything else, like, I have an appreciation for all genres. I mean, I have to say, I grew up listening to country music. I don't think I was exposed to another genre until I was probably like 12 or something, or 13.
Wow.
Because that's all my parents played in our house was like 90s country. That's like what I grew up.
Wow. So like Seminole Wind? Do you remember that song? No?
Try, Kris!
I have very few references. I have very few country music references.
Did I know that?
Blow, Seminole Wind. Who sings that?
More like Garth Brooks and Reba, like the 90s, Kris. The 90s.
Oh, the headset era. Okay, gotcha.
Martina McBride and Faith Hill. That's like my...
Martina was my all or nothing. Like, I loved Martina growing up.
Cool. Yeah.
Kris, one of the first albums I ever ordered off of Columbia House was Mindy McCready. And that will mean nothing to you, but to everybody else on this panel.
No, I've seen a cardboard cutout of her. Yeah.
That proves that somewhere in me, a long time ago, the seed was planted.
Yeah, that is deep for sure. Yeah, and also Columbia House.
Total traitor, Wendy.
Yeah, I probably ordered the Toadies and Mindy McCready and some Sarah McLachlan all at the same time.
Yeah, all you need to do is look at a big shiny tunes compilation from the 90s, and you'll see how diverse people were back then. Like Smash Mouth and Marilyn Manson on the same record, and I was like, okay, all right.
I had those records, Big Shiny Tunes.
All of them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were great, eh?
No, one or two for sure.
Yeah, I also got Big Shiny 90s later, like the last one, and that was pretty good too. Still rock out to that. Hey, Wendy, do you remember the time that we were working afternoon shifts on the opposite side of the hallway from each other? And I was doing the afternoon show on K-Rock, and Wendy was doing the afternoon show on Kicks Country. and somebody in the higher ups, somebody upstairs, some executive or somebody decided, hey, we want to try what did they call it, a sound experiment or something. And they decided for a week to have me do the afternoon show on the country station and for Wendy to do the afternoon show on the rock station.
Yeah, and have me do news in the States, and they changed my name to Mindy Mason.
Oh, yeah, that's your alter ego, Mindy. Yes, that's right. Like Mindy McCready.
Now it makes sense. Now I know where it came from.
We've solved the mystery.
Okay, so to get back on your train of why country is cool. Yeah. There's a few other reasons. You brought up the partying, which I genuinely have never been to a bigger or more badass party.
And I've also never seen Wendy more hungover than after a country festival.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Valid.
But there's also like this really awesome acceptance of like, hey, you're putting out music, you're in country, this is cool, I want to support it. And you can get sponsorship deals like Shantea did with a vodka company. Like what? This has her like this is provincial, like it has the song on it. Had a Good Weekend is on the label. Like
it's pretty cool.
It's not easy to get these things elsewhere. Country music is just so cool.
I'm a big believer now. If Provincial would love to sponsor the podcast, no, it's
hey, reach on out. But you have to be a country music lover because they are too.
I'm getting there today. You got me on a lot of things already.
Great.
So who's got instruments in the room? I know, Wendy, you've got a bunch of guitars behind you. Jess, do you have a guitar? Do you want to play some licks for us or do something?
Sure.
Yeah. Light it up, man. Or Wendy.
Just because you don't like your own music doesn't mean we don't like it. So.
I'm putting him on the spot now, it looks like.
Hold on.
Hang on, it's right here in my hands.
Yeah. you can't see it. Yeah. I'm gonna try a song that I released a little while ago called Carolina. Wendy, you might remember that one.
It's one of my favorites. I love this song.
I haven't played it in a while though. It's a good choice, isn't it?
Good.
Good choice.
Just take us to the chorus, whatever you feel comfortable.
Yeah. Carolina, she got them angel eyes of green. She's my pretty little southern queen. Like moonshine, a taste of her kiss knocks me down. Don't know if my mind's lost or found. I keep running, but I keep coming back to you. I can't get enough of that bittersweet mountain blues. What's a poor old country boy gotta do? She's so fine, and I ain't lying. Carolina, Dix to Timbuktu, Talladega's got nothing on you. Carolina, well, the land faster than the two of us. I'd rather die than give you up. Give you up. Well, I keep running, but I keep coming back to you. I can't get enough of that bittersweet mountain blues. What's a poor old country boy gotta do? She's so fine, I ain't lying. Oh, Carolina, yeah. Carolina. My soul's Carolina, my lips speak. Carolina, my heart beats. Carolina, Carolina, Carolina. I keep running, but I keep coming back to you. Oh, I can't get enough of that bittersweet mountain blues.
poor old country boy gotta do? She's so fine, and I ain't lying. Carolina, oh yeah. Carolina, Carolina, yeah. My heart beats Carolina. My heart beats Carolina. My heart beats Carolina. My heart beats Carolina.
Ow. Hot stuff, Chess. It's hot, man. I like that. Listen, here's the other thing I was thinking about as you were jamming that song, right? Like, when you break songs down, especially when you break them down to the acoustic, a good song is a good song.
Bones.
Yeah, the bones of it, right? Where it comes to the hook, the chorus, and the guitar work. I mean, you can't hide anything on an acoustic either when it comes to guitar playing, man. And I was also thinking about a lot of other rock bands that I might say that I like or that I have in my playlists. And there are songs that I think actually sound like country songs. I believe this is a weird one, but AC/DC's last record, I mean, actually that came out when Wendy and I were still together, so that's like 5 years old, but whatever. But AC/DC, they had like 2 or 3 songs on there. I remember listening to it and being like, wow, those have like country hooks to them, right? I find that you still have the guitar case, of course, Wendy. Fuck, they gave us this big guitar case full of AC/DC beer when that album came out.
Beer's not in there anymore.
No, I expect.
I thought Wendy was gonna. I thought Wendy was gonna break out a guitar and just.
She could. She has the talent. But then also the one song that I will reference, and I got it up. I had to look it up right here in front of me though. The Glorious Sons, not their brand new one, but A War on Everything came out in 2019. There are 1 or 2 songs. The one song I can say for sure is the song One More Summer, I believe.
Yep.
Track 8. It's a straight up country hook, right? Agree?
I
Yeah.
thought about that one. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that when I heard it for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it really depends the music that you put, the instruments that you put on a song. Like you can make something sound like an EDM track that was written as a country song, or you put some steel guitar on it and make it sound more country than you originally wrote it, like anything can kind of, I feel like if you have the bones of a song, you can make it a rock song, heavy metal song if you want to.
Yeah.
It just depends what you kind of sprinkle it with.
There's so many remixes on YouTube too. Like, I mean, obviously the yodel. What's his name? Mason Ramsey. Yeah. Mason Ramsey. Yeah. He's been remixed 1,000 times. I'm sorry, ignorant guys. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just.
Oh, yes, you are. He totally is. But that's the other thing too. Ashley McBryde comes out with this incredible album. I think she's one of the best songwriters in the friggin' planet. And she comes out with this album, Kris, and it was one that I meant to send you a clip of, but she's got this part in it, the Voodoo Doll, where it's just like she gives this scream that is just like it's a rock song. Voodoo Doll is a rock song. It 100% is a rock song, but you can put it on a country album because again, that's that all-encompassing, all-accepting family thing. Honestly, that's what I love.
I think Ashley McBryde is such a rocker chick at heart. You know, I actually got to see her play a couple weekends ago, and in like a very stripped down,
just a little jealous.
Very stripped down, like right around, and yeah, she was like, wailing, and everybody was like, yeah, like she's just cool all around. But again, she chose country music, Kris.
Yeah, it seems so. By the way, I just got that song from the Glorious Sons up here right now. I'm going to play a quick clip of it. The song One More Summer, which I think sounds like a country song. I mean, this might be copyright infringement, but, hopefully I'll smooth it over with the guys after the fact. Here it is anyways. A little clip of One More Summer. I think it sounds like a country song. Oh, wait, sorry. It's...
There's a child on camera. I'm holding back. Holding back.
Don't hold back. Don't.
Hey, Kris.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't invite Corey Marks on here.
Corey Marks. You know what? I actually have an email in my inbox actually suggesting that he comes on the podcast. So yeah, funny that you mentioned that. So I wonder, like, so Shantaya, you've traveled a fair bit. You started out where, in Saskatchewan, right?
Yes, I'm born and raised Saskatchewan girl. Same as Chess, I think. Are you born in Saskatchewan, Chess? Stop paying attention.
Chess.
Are you there?
My headphone cut out. Sorry, what's that?
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
You're Saskatchewan?
You were born in Saskatchewan as well, right?
Yeah, not in Spiritwood though.
No. Not in Spiritwood. No, I was, jeez. Spiritwood, Saskatchewan, yeah. And then lived in Toronto for about a year, and then moved back to Saskatchewan, and then moved to Nashville. So yeah, I've kind of been a little bit all over the place.
Okay, yeah. So you went from Saskatchewan. Now you're in the Nashville, like really swinging for the fences. When you pack up and move somewhere, and I know this not from a musician perspective, but from a comedian perspective. When I know a comedian who's like, yeah, I'm packing up and moving to LA, or I'm packing up to move to New York, and I'm like, holy shit, like I applaud that, like, because you're all in at that point. You obviously consider yourself completely all in, right? Like you're just going for it.
Totally. I mean, and I kind of feel like the pandemic sort of set me up for that too, because I was working like a substitute educational assistant job where I was, that was my day job, and then doing the music in the evenings and weekends, and my summers off to go full tilt at it. But when the pandemic hit, I just kind of had to throw myself into music 100%, and just I saw it as an opportunity to completely focus on music.
Yeah.
And at the time I was thinking about the move, and yeah, when the pandemic hit, I just went full tilt, and applied for my visa, got it, and packed all of my crap in the back of my SUV and drove 30 hours to Nashville.
Well, this pandemic has affected everybody differently. Luckily, I mean, like for myself, not really all that much has changed, at least career-wise. I still get up. I do the morning show every day. Obviously, there's a lot more to talk about these days. The last year's been pretty busy, in the news. Maybe you heard about some of the news items. But luckily, that's pretty much it, right? It's just having.
We don't talk about those things in country music, Kris.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, really?
No, let's just focus on the music. That's how Wendy rolls.
Oh, really? Oh,
no
geez.
politics.
You mean I sweat every morning trying to come up with a fresh take on a fucking virus? God. Fuck. Pay me more.
You get to focus on the music. Imagine that.
The biggest hits of all time. You bet we do. No, but it's affected all of us differently. Luckily, not me as much. And, Wendy, we still get up and do our shows every day. But, Shantaya, it pushed you into moving to Nashville. What about the rest of you guys? How's it been for you? I feel so like cliche, like, so how's been your pandemic? How's it been this year? But like, so how has it been though?
Hey Matt, where are you guys?
We're out Vancouver, suburbs of Vancouver.
So what's it like there?
Well, pandemic-wise, it's been fine, I guess, relatively speaking. There's light at the end of the tunnel for us. I mean, I don't know. We had our record done forever, and we were done mixing these songs right before the pandemic kind of hit, and we were planning on a release, and then it was a lot of like, okay, we're going to push it back. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to push it back. Let's see what happens. And eventually, we were lucky to get some funding, which is great, factor. But it got to the point where they're like, you can't push it back. You got to put something out, which we did. But we have some money for touring and stuff, which we're likely not going to be able to take advantage of. And I've done like a lot of session work playing with other artists over the years, which is completely dried up. So that part of it's been shitty for me and for a lot of other musicians and studio owners and guys working at venues and all the people behind the scenes.
Yeah, promoters, roadies, everybody.
Everybody, but I have 2 young kids, so the flip side is it's not been bad hanging out with my family a lot. And being.
Yeah, and Britt, what about you? How's it been? You like?
I mean, I'm like you. Not a lot has changed for me because I'm already like out with my family, which is my cats. So it's been great in that sense. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked that I don't need an excuse to say no to going places.
Yeah.
You know, like the best excuse in the world. So it's actually really worked in my favor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been obviously horrible. Like 2020 was awful for a lot of people, but I mean, for me specifically, like I liked staying in. That was really great for me. I loved it. I could do years more of this.
Nice.
Don't say that.
That's coming from
real nice. Real nice.
That's coming from not only a musician but an incredible actress as well.
And Chess, and what about your pandemic? How was it? How are you coping? You know, what's good, what's bad?
I mean, the only thing that really affected me was not having too many like clients in here or anything. I agree with Britt though. Sometimes people invite me over and it's like, I don't really want to go over there anyway. So I'm like, COVID, I can't go.
Yeah, it became a convenient excuse. It also became a convenient excuse to drink for months on end, which I did. and guess what? Then my wife got pregnant. Surprise, pandemic, baby. That was my pandemic. Yeah, we have a baby. She's upstairs now.
He's not allowed to have her on the podcast anymore because the last time he did, he almost folded her in half.
Yeah,
I recommend you search this video afterwards.
What?
It's my favorite thing. I watch it every morning.
It's on my Instagram.
Morning.
Yeah,
he was like, "Look at the baby! Oh no!"
Coffee and then a baby falling.
Yeah, it was not my
good old morning pickup routine.
It was not my finest moment. And yeah, it's on my Instagram for the highlight, just the 30-second promo clip or whatever. It's on there if anyone wants to take a look at it. But yeah, that was not a fine moment for me. The baby's not coming back on the podcast ever again. But at the same time, she got her revenge on me. Wendy, you'll love this. I'm just getting over a bout of pink eye. Because she shat in my eye. That's what happened. It was like a skunk spray, and it just it got me like right. Well, it got me.
I don't want kids.
Mostly in the cheek, but I knew some got in my eye, and then the next morning I woke up and I'm like, oh fuck, I know exactly what's wrong.
I should laugh, but I'm gonna remember that one.
You're like the first person I've ever heard that happening to. So.
Oh, really? The first person?
No.
Because I'm in the lineup at Shoppers getting some eye drops for this stuff, and of course Wendy knows this. I just talk to strangers like all the time, and so this guy in the lineup's like, oh yeah, I got pink eye from my kid 6 times, and I was like, holy shit, that's not your kid's fault. That's you. That's a you problem right there. I mean, like. Oh
my gosh, that's amazing.
He says in episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just round 1, Kris.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we'll see how many. And then somebody else tweeted me and said, yeah, I got Norwalk from my kid. Norwalk, like the stomach virus. And I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, kids are petri
have these
dishes.
people on for your show.
If I really, honestly, I want technology like Elon Musk type technology. We're getting a little off topic here, but I want Elon Musk type technology where I can record what I'm seeing and doing at all times, so I never miss a moment. That way, if I kill at a comedy club, whenever comedy shows happen again, if I'm on stage and I have a great set, but I improvised half of it, I'll still have it in some kind of USB thing in my head, and I can just pull it out. I need these moments because, yeah, these people do need to be featured. The people that I run into in my day-to-day life, Wendy knows this, weirdos are attracted to me like a magnet. They really are. It's the oddest thing.
Kris, so you do comedy. You're a comedian, obviously.
Some would say, yeah.
So yeah, this is because I love comedy. Comedy to me is the best thing in the world. Comedians are the new rock stars, are they not, in the world? Are
yes.
They not almost the new rock stars?
Yeah, I agree full-heartedly.
They're the only ones who can say what they want. They're affecting social and cultural change way more than a lot of musicians are right now.
Yeah.
And they've become the voice of not our generation, but they become the voice on a lot of the topics that are making the world what it is right now.
Well, you know, there's a saying, or there's an analogy where, you know, the only person in the court who can always make fun of the king is the court jester. And we're in a time where no one seems to be able to crack a joke unless they're a comedian. And you sort of get that sort of pass, like, oh, they're trying to be funny, even if you don't agree with it, or even if you didn't think it was funny, you kind of understand that there are people that do think that they're funny, and you at least give them a pass, right? I'd like to think anyways. I don't want to get to a world where the king wants to execute the court jester, is all I'm saying. But yeah, you're right, 100%. And there's multiple comedians speaking from different types of backgrounds and experiences as well, which is interesting to see how not everybody's narration lines up. We got real deep into that for a second there, but thanks.
Yeah, so country and rock put aside, comedians are just better at it than any of the musicians.
Well, they starve for it, and I know that, listen, starving musicians are a thing, but I've never seen an art form starve like stand-up comedy. Thank God I have a radio show and a wife who makes, like, way more than me. But
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's what we're all just trying to find.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, thankfully I've got that. But if I was on comedy, I would not even be able to afford to have a roommate. I'd be in the streets probably, given the amount of comedy that I do. So,
so Chess, you're and Shantae are both from Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Chess, are you still in Saskatchewan then?
I am, yeah.
So, like, okay, I'll throw a name out, Kris and even Wendy, tell me if you've heard this name, because this is a guy who's doing things globally. Coulter Wall,
yeah.
Coulter Wall. So, like, is he getting played anywhere on Canadian country music, or is he just making his?
He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be played on country radio.
Oh, I like this guy. I love this guy already.
He will not release his music to us, and it's so hard to even get in touch with anybody on his team. It's like he's against all of it, right?
I had a conversation with a friend on Snapchat about this the other day. He literally messaged me out of nowhere, like elementary school friend, and was like, "Hey, question for you, because you're like in the know with the music industry. Why doesn't Coulter Wall get played on the radio?" And I was like, "I don't think he wants to." He's like, "What? Why?" And I was like, "I don't know, but
because Jason Momoa shares his music, so F radio."
He doesn't need it, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Like whatever. Like I'm not even mad about it, but he genuinely is one of those guys who is kind of against the hype and kind of like Orville Peck or whatever. Like it just kind of worked. Like it's working for him. People love him.
Would the modern country stations play Coulter Wall?
I have found a way to get his music because I get a lot of requests for it. So I've played like one or two of his songs, but it's not.
So you get requests on the radio for this artist, and you can hardly get their music.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's a renegade. I like the cut of his jib.
He's 25. He's like 25 or something. Like what a legend already.
Wow, that's cool.
He plays super old school like sound. Like
oh yeah, like
Americana country. Yeah.
How old school? Like yodeling old school or
like Johnny Cash?
Oh really? Yeah. Well, that's not a bad person to model. I'm one of those people too. I will say this. I've always liked Johnny Cash. I mean, I'm yeah.
How can he not?
I'm halfway there, right? Like I'm halfway there.
Because he was the badass rock star of country back then. He was the outlaw.
Yeah.
Right? He was one of the outlaw boys. Like that's what he brought to country, was that kind of badass rock and roll tone.
I loved how he would play his guitar too. Like he would play it down on the neck of the guitar.
The big long strap out there, yeah.
Yeah, and just like put it out this way, and it's just like he was such a character too, like you kind of got into his character.
Yeah. Listen, I know that I've been throwing barbs left, right, and center. I want to flip the tables, and I'm going to give you guys something to make fun of me about for a second, okay?
Wendy, you want to take the floor on this one?
You already admitted that your kid's shit in your eye. I don't know what else.
No, hang on a second. Hang on.
I'm trying to picture that, you walking through a store. I'm still thinking about that. Like, I need eye drops. My kid shot my eye. Pink eye.
Yeah, I know.
Did you fold it first before it shat in your eye?
Yeah, it was weeks ago.
Fold it. Fold it.
Yeah, like a lawn chair, kind of. Yeah. My mom, by the way, Wendy, you're going to love this too because she knows my mom. She phoned me in a very concerned mom voice and was worried that because it was on the internet that somebody was going to call the Children's Aid Society. And you know, she probably called the Children's Aid Society and they told her to cool off after they watched the video.
He doesn't know how to hold the baby.
Yeah. Okay, so
If you put it on TikTok, you would probably be praised for it.
Yeah, I know. If only I was on TikTok. Damn it. Too bad. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
I have no idea what he has in store for us. So
no, it's honestly.
It's
honestly, Wendy, it's harmless. Friends, as much as I can make fun of country music, you can make fun of my favorite genre of music beyond rock and roll.
Which is?
I play the bagpipes, and this is my bagpipe practice chanter. I have the full set of pipes over there, but they won't fit on the screen. But I play the bagpipes. All right, bring it on. Bring it on.
Not rock and roll at all.
Bring it on. I know.
The only thing it's good for is those morning show stints. You know, the little shtick where you're gonna wake up somebody else up from the morning show before their alarm goes off. Chris is the guy you call.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, don't forget
Remembrance Day.
Don't forget the bagpipe wake-up call for Father's Day on Big 101. Anyways.
Copperhead Road.
Yeah, Copperhead Road, and then Long Way to the Top by AC/DC. And my biggest claim to fame is the Trews, Highway of Heroes. I am the bagpiper in the Highway of Heroes song with the Trews. That's the best thing that I've ever done. And probably one of the biggest, yeah, for real, man, the biggest and best things that the bagpipes have ever done, really.
So, Rock, I remember seeing the Trews in Vancouver before they released their debut big record.
Mm-hmm.
They were one of the best live bands. I saw them in a sweaty club in Vancouver. Awesome band. Still one of the best live shows. Like, I got those. That's one of the rock bands that I have all the time in the world for. What they've done, their songs, their performance. Like, that's the good rock right there. Good Canadian rock. They deserved it all. Opening for Big Sugar at the Commodore, I think.
Oh yeah, and I remember those early Trews shows as well. Remember, I don't know, Wendy, if you remember, they came to the Ale House in Kingston and their very first tour. I don't even think they had the single out yet, and that was, like you say, it's a sweaty rock and roll show, and they still play like that with the same amount of intensity. They really do. Shameless plug for my back catalog of podcasts. Go back and listen 4 or 5 episodes back to John Angus from the Trews here on Big Kris Live. Anyways. So nothing, no other jokes, no other bagpipe jokes, guys, nothing?
It's kind of cool.
Oh.
That's the country music in us. We're just really nice to everybody. And the Canadian.
And like, who do you know that you can play the bagpipes?
You should reenact the Ross Geller scene. Ross Geller playing bagpipes.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, that sounds like something for TikTok as well, actually. Now that I think about it. That would go over well.
Signing you up for an account tonight.
Yeah. I do have a live performance from Still Creek Crows. I know you guys are both in different Zoom screens and in different places right now. So I know that doing a live cut for us here over Zoom is not possible, but we have something that we can play that's a live recording. So thanks for providing that. We'll play that at the end of the podcast here. But Shantea, do you have any examples of your work that you want to show off here?
Yeah, you want a full song?
Yeah, what the heck? Chess did a full song. You do a full song.
If he did it, I can do it too. Okay.
Wendy, you gonna do a full song?
Good weekend.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, this is my current single. I guess not really my last single because it's not done yet. We just hit 59 on Billboard, which is crazy. Big thank you to Wendy for all the support on this one. She's got the little bottles to prove it.
Nice.
Yeah,
oh,
this
is that?
Called Had a Good Weekend.
That's how you get that vodka? You spin your record. Oh, shit.
Well, I mean, I could probably send you some for, hanging out tonight.
That would be great.
Awesome. Yeah. This one's called Had a Good Weekend. It's 5 and we're leaving. Couple bottles of wine, music's playing. Everybody's playing, everybody drinking. Yeah, you ain't Yeah, they ain't going home alone. Nah. We don't need a reason, we're just kicking out the weekend. Letting our chill until the night is long, gonna do it over again. Sipping on Grey Goose whiskey, feel good tipsy. If you wake up Monday morning still hungover with your friends, you had a good weekend. You had a good weekend. You drunk dials and text an address. Leave it up to Kyle to get arrested. Yeah, he did. Got your own spinning, karaoke singing. Let's go, girls, tonight is on. You're living in the moment, rocking and rolling. Come on, y'all sing along. We don't need a reason, we're just kicking out the weekend. Getting our chill till the night is long, gonna do it over again. Sipping on Grey Goose whiskey, feel good tipsy. If you wake up Monday morning still hungover with your friends, you had a good weekend. You had a good weekend. The neon lights, a damn good time. Yeah, that's a start. The feel good vibes. We don't need a reason, we're just kicking out the weekend. Getting our chill until the night is long, gonna do it over again. Sipping on Grey Goose whiskey, feel good tipsy. If you wake up Monday morning still hungover with your friends, you had a good weekend. You had a good weekend. Yeah.
Nice work.
That I feel like that song kind of tells you what country music is. Like, it's a party, you know?
You had me at whiskey. You had me at whiskey.
Betcha.
Yeah.
Grey Goose plus whiskey equals tipsy. When I was talking to Shantae about that, Kris, I was like, "Yeah, I've done that," and that is the end result.
Mid second verse, and I was trying to remember your husband's name that also got arrested. Was it Will?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I should have did it. I was gonna be like, leave it up to Will to get arrested.
You know, you should, if you write one that's about too much whiskey and magic mushrooms, you'd have my theme song.
All right, I'll be working on that.
Okay, good. I don't know what rhymes with mushrooms, but all right. Good luck.
Gotta be something really good that rhymes with shit in the eye as well. Yeah.
Oh, duh, burn! I knew it. I didn't think I was going to get burned on that. I thought I was going to get burned on the bagpipe stuff tonight. So we are going to
put it all in one song.
So we're going to play the Still Creek Crows Place Like This in just a few moments to wrap things up. But lastly, I just want to ask the panel here, the rowdiest town that you visited or the rowdiest show in the town that you visited. Where are the party animals at in this country? Nashville. All right, good answer.
Sorry, I just have to.
Nashville right now is kind of insane.
Well, they're open. America's back. Haven't you seen the news?
Yeah, I know. And everybody went to Nashville. They were like, screw Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were over it, and everybody's here now. So I'm living downtown, and I can, like, on the weekends from my parking lot hear all the rowdy happening on Broadway. So it's crazy.
It does sound like a good time to have rowdy crowds. I can't go into Walmart and buy pants right now. They're fenced off. Anyways.
What about Canadian cities, though? I know there's, like...
In Canada.
Matt?
I was just in, like, right before the pandemic, played a show in southern Saskatchewan at a corn festival. with
okay.
And it's, do you know this town? Maybe a lot of them do corn festivals, but it was like
What was the name of the town?
Not Melfort, but it was like somewhere south of Regina where they grow a whole lot of hemp. There was hemp fields everywhere, and it was a gong show. The after party at the arena.
Best party in Canada, the Melfort Corn Festival. Woo!
Melfort, although I've played in Melfort of all the places too.
That's good, yeah.
But,
all right. So random town in Saskatchewan. As for the best party, the rest of the team.
Small towns bring it, especially with country music. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's because also there's something to do.
It's something to do, and I will say, like at the small town, and I played some of the smaller town rock festivals and the small town country festivals, and the vibe at country festivals is always way more of a party. It's always way more of a good time, where the rock's a little bit more. There's a little bit more of an edge to those, a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Country festivals is a good time. It really is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chess, what about you? The best place to party? Or best party town?
Probably Nashville.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. And Britt, do you have anything to add to that round table?
What's partying?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I forgot the homebody.
My cat.
I really don't know what to say to that. I don't know. I guess, probably for me, the best show for that was always like a hometown show. Because, all your friends are there and family and everybody just goes balls to the wall.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Britt, you were a lot younger when you were touring with One More Girl. So you weren't necessarily partying, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
That's why I am the way I am now. See, I got it all out of my system at a young age, and now I am a grandma.
That's
she actually grabbed her cat just a moment ago, so I
really wanted Bitsy Bloom to make an appearance, but
her name's Bitsy Bloom.
Orlando.
Bitsy, that's so country.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it is.
I love it.
Bitsy Bloom.
One is Helen Mirren, so it's the contrast.
Wow. Oh my. I really appreciate all of you being on the podcast here. One last performance to sample here. Still Creek Crows. This is your latest, right? Place Like This?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
Yep.
And I'll put their album artwork up on the screen too, so we can all take a drink without everyone watching us.
Andy.
Wake up in a fury, drenched in my own tears. Always in such a hurry to get on out of here. Gotta get out of here. Intoxicating this old boulevard. This town is so damn good at twisting up my heart, twisting up my heart. But I love to get lost in a place like this, all the same names and faces. Oh, always fall the same way when I'm left like this. Down on my knees I'm praying. And all I got left is a place to live. All I got left is a place to live. The nights are hazy. Thought the city would take me far, and I love to hate it. In this empty bar, in this empty bar, and this ain't my home. But I love to get lost in a place like like this. All the same names and faces. Oh, oh. Always fall the same way when I'm left like this. Down on my knees, I'm praying. Oh, oh. And all I got left is a place to live. All I got left is a place to live. Yeah. Oh, oh. Ain't my home, ain't my home, but I never ever learned to say no. And the city ain't never gonna let me go. Oh no, I'm always so close, and I'm tired of running with the same ghost, chasing them down the same road. But I love to get lost in a place like this. Down on my knees, I'm praying. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. That's it right there, guys. Wow.
Those runs, girl.
That's so good. I love that song. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me that doesn't sing to your soul, Kris.
Listen, I love harmonies. And that's the one thing I'll also say. You hear more harmonies in country music than you hear in any other genre as well.
Totally.
And you can't, again, unless you're completely produced out the wazoo, you can't replicate that. You know what I mean? That's real talent right there to get those kind of harmonies. I appreciate all of you guys being on the podcast tonight. Still Creek Crows. Thank you, Britt and Matt, for being with us here. That song, of course, called Place Like This. Chess Anthony, I really appreciate having you on, man. That Town, I believe, is the current single, and also the album Stories from Yesterday and Today. Am I correct?
That's correct. You know what? When Britt's song was playing there, I was holding Spence, and he like shit his pants. It was it was really nasty. Now I feel like I got pink eye. So.
Oh no! Pink eye for everyone. A round of pink eye.
Round of pink eye. Let's go.
Let's go. And Shantea, Had a Good Weekend is the name of that single, which is out there, quite popular right now. Really appreciate you coming on, and good luck down there in Nashville. Go out and have some fun, would you? Go do some reopening stuff.
I'll have a drink for all y'all this weekend.
Yeah, make it a whiskey. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, Kris versus Country. Country won, clearly.
Yeah.
Really love meeting all you guys and hanging out tonight. Thanks for being on the podcast. Big Kris Live. Find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, our podcast network host, DeanBlundell.com. And thanks to all those tuning in via the live stream here this evening. Thanks again, and talk soon.